Welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name is Michael Caine. And my name is Jason Newland, and this is Let Me Bore You to Sleep, number 62, I think. And it's a live one. It's another live one. I'm not even sure why it is live. Well, I know why it's live because I'm broadcasting it live, but I don't know why. I was thinking of just doing a video, recording it, filming it and then uploading it, but it takes so long to do that. So I thought, I'll just do it live. So there will be a degree of interaction potentially when people perhaps come online and sort of give me a little wave and say hello, and I might reply to that briefly, just sort of say hey. But at the same time, I'm still gonna jabber on about nothing for, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes, maybe 42 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 50 minutes. I don't have any way of keeping track of the time, because there's nothing, I've got nothing with the time on it. I don't have a clock or a watch. I haven't had a watch for years. I do have two watches. Used to have three. One was like a fake Rolex watch that my friend gave to me. I used to just wear it because it was a watch, and some people believed it was a real Rolex, but it wasn't. I got a watch when I left a job, so like a leaving present. They were so pleased for me to go, I think. And I got a watch given to me at my friend's wedding. So I got both those watches still, but they're in the storage cupboard. I don't wear them. I haven't worn a watch since I left school. And even then, I used to have to wear the watch on my right arm because my left arm just used to feel uncomfortable. But my right arm, there's something about having something tight around my arm that I didn't really like. I was thinking, when nurses or doctors take blood pressure, those blood pressure tests, I used to really didn't like them when I was a kid. Now, I'm not bothered. And I had one done recently, about 2-3 weeks ago. And I realised why it doesn't bother me now. It's because I know that it's going to stop and it's not going to completely crush my arm. When I was a kid, I didn't know that. So I think it would be helpful if the doctors or the nurses doing it would tell the person, by the way, we're not going to crush your arm. Anyway, only listen to this or watch this when you can safely close your eyes, don't operate heavy machinery, don't get married while it's on, turn it off turn it off on your honeymoon. There's certain times when perhaps this isn't a good thing to be listening to or watching. Maybe. So I'm in the process of, I've decided to make better. I've got a bit of background sound there. That's the trains. You know, it's really weird. Okay, I hear the trains during the day because it's quite a busy train, but it's not like loud or anything. It's just, it's in the background, you know. And they don't bib their horns, you know, go like that. That's my impression of a train. They don't do it during the day, but 1 o'clock in the morning, they're horn happy, which I don't understand. It's like, that's doesn't affect me hugely because I'm quite often up. Hi Margarina Del Rosario and Tammy Downer, Marshall, Tara. There's a lot of long names on here tonight. So Tammy, 1, 2, 3, 4 names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names. I got 2 names. I got a middle name, but I don't use it. You know, maybe if I get married, I'll add another name to my name. Maybe if I marry somebody that's got a double-barreled name, and I could add that, then I'll have 5 names, won't I? Including the middle name. Oh, that'll be good. So yeah, what I've been doing and what I'm doing right this second, while I'm not doing it, but I'm waiting for my very first, hopefully really good video that's going to be coming out. When I say really good video, what I mean is with a really good graphics and a good quality picture. You won't see me, but you'll see it'll be a bit more like some of the other hypnosis videos on YouTube, the ones that get lots of views. So I've got the video rendering on my Video Studio X7, and it's an hour-long video, but I'm going to make a few of those with different videos, and then cut and slice as needed to match the length of the audio that I'm going to be recording. I have not recorded the audio for that video yet. And then I'm possibly going to get some music and then add that to it as well. So at the moment the video is 20% done. So it's rendering, so 20% is done. And it's been running for about 5 hours. So it gives you an idea. It's being rendered into 4K, and it's going to be a large file, very large file. I think like 14 gigabytes or something like that. No, that wouldn't be right. 17 estimated, I think it said 17 gigabytes. So it'll probably become smaller than that actually when it's finished. So once that's done, this video that I've made, then I'm going to be, because that'll be saved on my laptop, then I'll be making an audio, and then I'll be making the video, adding the video back on and putting it all together, and it's probably going to take, let's say it's a 55-minute video, and it's perhaps a relaxation session or something like that, maybe even a whisper session, ASMR, and then I have to render it all again for 4K, so that's another 20 odd hours it's going to take to get finished. And it's like, wow, just for one video. So that's a lot of I mean, hopefully it'll be worth it, but it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time. So it's really taken, to make one video, taken me about 2 days just to produce one video. Admittedly, I'm not doing anything in a sense of the laptop's doing the rendering of the video. And I did the work to start with, and now I'm just waiting for it to be done. It's taken ages and ages and ages and ages. And I can't really use a laptop at the same time because I don't know, it's prone to just overheating and shutting itself down. And if it does that, it means I'll lose that work. And I don't know what I'm going to do, because I'm going to have to leave it on while I'm in bed. And it'll probably still be going when I get up in the morning. Because as I said, it's probably another, if 5 hours, 21%, it's taking 5 hours. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it's 25 hours it's going to take. So still another 20 hours left. So it means it should be done by about 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. And that's just the start of the process. So then I need to start looking into sort of what kind of music, background music I'm going to choose, because what I'll be doing is I'm using videos and pictures that I'm allowed to use, that legally reusable and not copyrighted. And I'll be doing the same with the music as well. And then with the easy part really is just recording the hypnosis session. That's the easiest part of all. And then add that on there and hope that it turns out okay. And then I'll upload it to YouTube, and I suppose because I put that much work into the video side of things, I suppose I'm going to need to look at editing the audio to make sure that everything sounds okay. But then that adds problems, that adds a few issues, because when I'm recording something, not this, but when I'm doing like a hypnosis session, there are gaps and pauses, and that sort of there's a rhythmic thing going on that just kind of happens naturally. So if there's I don't know, let's say there's a sound outside, or somebody starts a motorbike, or Andre decides to run out and do something which was very noticeable sound-wise, then if I edit that out, if I cut it out, delete it, then there's a gap there. There's a less of a gap to what I would have naturally done. And I realised that no one else is going to know. That's the amazing thing about editing, is no one else knows what the original had on there. It's just like I'm recording it here, but you don't know what's above there or to the side of there or to the side of there. You know, you don't know. There could be a big cow just lying on the floor. There isn't, but I'm just saying it's. I mean, the editing thing is such a strange thing, isn't it? And I could literally record this and also record it on a voice recorder, just a tape in it. And it could be loads and loads of noise and everything in the room. And then I could re-edit it and just redub over the sound of me talking, like what's done in documentaries and stuff, or used to be done. And that's a lot of work. It's really not worth doing, especially not on. Doesn't seem like it's worth doing on stuff that's free. I mean, I did go into years ago, or twice actually, I made some. Was it twice? No, once. So I went into a recording studio, and a professional, proper recording studio, and I recorded 3 CDs. 3, one was for relaxation, one was for chronic pain relief, one was for insomnia. And I didn't do it all in one day, I did it over a few days. But I couldn't believe the technicality that went into it, because I was talking, and then Diane Walker Hubbard says hi. I was talking into the microphone, and the person was in the recording studio. I was in a different room, and I went into the recording studio afterwards, and he asked me that I needed to go back into the room and say certain words, because he was going to dub it over, and dub over the words that maybe weren't as clear as were needed. And it felt too fake. It didn't feel real to me. Didn't feel, I don't know. I know that's the way that songs are recorded in recording studios quite often. You do lots of different takes, and then you just maybe cut and paste so that it sounds really great. And maybe one line is better sung the next time in version 7 or whatever. But I couldn't sit in a recording studio and just keep, it'd interrupt my flow. I had to just talk for 30 or 40 minutes and then finish. And I couldn't stop, go back and repeat a sentence and then carry on, because that's this just doesn't work for me. I'm just not professional enough, I guess. I can see, I don't know, it's something. By the way, if you can hear a little bit of bubbling, it's my can of Coke. I moved the laptop from on here. It's a little bit messy. To over there, because it was making so much noise. It really sounds like I say it sounds like an aircraft taking off, but a very tiny little miniature aircraft with really tiny people in, I suppose. Doesn't make sense. So what's kind of inspired me to look at perhaps trying to make I don't know what the right word is, more suitable videos, or more well, I've been looking at the YouTube channels, the hypnosis channels that are the most successful, and pretty much all of them have images and maybe pictures or videos of candles or swirling images, or nature backgrounds moving, and then another picture of a forest, and maybe a picture or like a moving picture of the sea, you know. And a lot of them do have music as well, and so they're, you know, very professionally produced, edited, created clearly using proper video software, which I do possess the software. I just haven't possessed the enthusiasm to use the software, I guess. So I mean, technically I could do this video and put this onto the, you know, convert this into a video, like better looking, make me, give me a smaller head maybe. I look like I've got a big head, don't I? I haven't really. I'm just very tiny. I am. I'm actually really tiny. It's just my head looks big when I've got this. It's because I'm leaning forward. See, if I'm leaning back, see? It looks smaller. It's all to do with distance. And I suppose I could have a better introduction for these videos, and I'd like to do a bit more of that, but because it's live, then there's always a chance that the sound quality won't be wonderful. There's always, and also because it's live, it's not quite the same as the let me bore you to sleep sessions that I do when it's not live, because sometimes I don't know if the right term would be that I get more focused, because in some ways you could say that I go off on a various weird little adventures sometimes. So when I do it live, I'm a little bit more aware of the fact that I'm like live, and I've got to kind of maybe not behave myself, but just be aware of, even though there's not many people watching live, that there are people watching, and not a lot, but you know, over the course of the period of time that I'm here talking during this session, people have come, people have gone, some people have stayed. Hopefully a few people will say hi, or they'll click the like button if you like what I do. And it's a different kind of a vibe, but it's still intended to be boring. But after 62 sessions, 62 of these videos, or they're not all videos, I've done MP3s as, you know, audios, but quite a few of them have been videos. And I think I started these in March, and now it's December, so I've been doing it a while. How they seem to have turned out is, or what I've come to realise is that although the title of these sessions is "Let Me Bore You to Sleep," I don't have to really do anything other than just be myself, which is like it's a good thing on one side. It's like, great, I can just there's no effort involved. I can just talk about my life and about my thoughts and about my dreams and about my past, and bore people into falling asleep. But on the other side, people are falling asleep listening to me talking about my life and my past and my dreams and my thoughts. It's kind of it's a woo-woo moment, you know. It's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. So yeah, a woo-woo moment. Woo, woo, woo. So yeah, this is I'll show it to you. This is the software I've got, Video Studio Pro X7. And I've had this for a while. But before, I uploaded it to the laptop that I had at the time when I bought this. Last year sometime. It might have even been the year before, but I think it was last year. And the laptop didn't have enough power to really run it. It was 4 gigabyte hard drive. I've now got an 8 gigabyte hard drive, which is a bit more of a powerful machine. Unfortunately, it keeps overheating, but hi Carrie. Carrie's joined. But yeah, I'm kind of learning how to use it, but there's part of me that doesn't want to learn, if that makes any sense. So I was watching some tutorials on YouTube, and some of the things on there are amazing. There was this man, and the very beginning of the tutorial, he landed like a superhero and then just walked away. And then he said, "Look, let me teach you how I did this." I watched it. It's very complicated, very complex, the whole procedure. Very easy for him, I'm sure, because he's doing it probably all the time. And then I thought, I'm probably not going to need to ever do that. I don't know how landing like Spider-Man or Thor or Superman. You know, I don't know how that's going to fit in, or land, and then say, now welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name's Jason Newland. Only listen when you can safely close your eye. I'm not sure if that really fits into, I don't know if that's the best way to follow a superhero landing. So I probably don't need any action scenes with my videos. It's all a bit more relaxing, nature pictures and videos, and it just take a while. It's gonna, I suppose once I've put together enough videos, I'll then be able to sort of mix and match, which means I'll be able to maybe produce more than one every 2 days. But that's okay, even if it does take 2 days to produce one video. I can still do a live session, or I can still do one of these. But then I'm thinking, should I do this as a video? You know, record it, upload it, and make it all snazzy with a really cool beginning, a title, introduction video, you know, all that stuff. But there's a real laziness within me that really, yeah, I can't be bothered. It's, see this picture? I know you can't see it if you're listening, but it's a picture of a person on a dirt bike. He's got a helmet on. He's got his face covered. Isn't that a shame that they could have paid somebody, you know, to do that? They could have, you know, they could have like got a bit of recognition, and but that could be absolutely anybody. It might not even be a person. It might just be somebody else's head on top of a thing. So they, well, it's a video studio, so they might have just made it up. I suppose they can put a human together, can't they? So they don't have to pay anything to the model. The tagline for this video, Studio Pro X7 from Corel, is live life, make movies. Not really that, I don't know, I get a little bit worried about getting too involved in stuff like that, because then I might get a little bit I might want to start doing more, and then end up starting to focus on videos and not the, just got away from someone there. I'd be a little bit worried that I'd start getting interested in the technical side of making videos and lose track of what I'm actually here to do, which is to make sessions, to make hypnosis videos or hypnosis stuff, which is kind of what I'm here for. Plus these very, very boring things that I do, these let me bore you to sleep. Maybe the reason I'm doing this tonight is because I can't use my laptop. That could be another reason, actually, because not being able to use a laptop means just going to put that down. It means I didn't want to watch television. And what I did do just recently for about the last hour before doing this is I listened to a video which is a sleep session. So I thought I'm going to start listening to other people's videos, because I never have. I listened to a little bit of one once, but I've never listened to other hypnotists online. I've always just kind of just done my own thing. And I'll be perfectly honest, and this might sound like I made it up. When I first started posting videos online, like it was MySpace to start with, back in 2006 or wherever, I didn't know that there was anybody else doing it. I genuinely didn't know that there were other people doing the same thing as what I was doing. It's not that I thought I was a maverick and I'd created something. It was just I didn't know. And the same with YouTube, really. I remember when I first discovered YouTube, I didn't search for any hypnosis sessions. I just opened a channel and started posting the videos that I'd already posted online previous to that onto YouTube. And I remember once, then I started discovering that there were other hypnotists on there, and this was like 2007, and I remember I came across a video, and there was this bloke, a bald man, sitting in front of a bookcase, and for a second I thought it was me. And I thought, wait a minute, I don't remember making that one. It wasn't me, it was someone else. But it was the same kind of quality picture, webcam. It's just, it's in front of a bookcase, because I used to have a bookcase behind me when I started. My first videos were black and white. It's not because it's such a long time ago, it's just that they were black and white, basically. I decided I wasn't happy with the picture quality of the webcam, but the black and white filter looked better. It was a little bit clearer, so I went for that, and I did a few like that. They're still actually online. I think Daily Motion, if you go to Daily Motion and just put my name in there, you'll probably find some of my really early videos. In fact, right at the beginning, I used to have this, so I'd be sitting at a desk, I'd have the laptop in front of me, I'd have the webcam on top of the laptop, or did I? I wonder, maybe, I don't know, I forget, but anyway, I had this sponge, and on top of the sponge, and the side of the sponge it had, I taped onto it my website address, www.jasonnewland.com, and that was what I had right, in front of me. It was like basically I think it was sideways up. It was like a car sponge, something that you clean your car with. And I had my web address on there. And that was like 2006. It's amazing, really, time. you think we're now coming up to the 13th anniversary of me having started doing all these online videos and MP3s. 13 years. That means in another 7 years it'll be 20 years. In 8 years it'll be 21 years. It's quite amazing really that, because what is it? It's over 20 years since I first got involved in hypnosis. I got involved in 1998. Yep. I bought my first 2 books at the beginning of the year, probably January 1998. And then I started doing some training throughout 98. And then 99. And sort of went from there. Oh, those were the days. I had hair. I mean, I still got hair, but I never used to shave my head back then. I didn't have a beard either. I used to sort of let it get stubbly, and then at the weekend I would shave it off. At that time, I'd shave it off on a Friday evening. That's it, yeah. And then Saturday evening, I wouldn't shave it. But let it just grow the rest of the week. But every Friday evening, it sounds like I had 1 bath a week, and I didn't. It was just that I was busy on a Friday evening, so I used to have a proper good shave, make myself presentable, kind of. Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, it's just, I'm kind of wondering how the videos are going to come out. I've been thinking about it for a week, really sort of planning what I was going to do. I even thought about making my own videos, so getting a table, getting some candles, and just filming the candle on the table for an hour. Doesn't matter about any background sound, because there won't be any sound. I'll just mute the video and then add my own audio, maybe music and whatever on top of it. And looking at how long it's taken to do some of this stuff that I've already done, I might actually do that. I mean, I still need to render it and go through the whole, video studio stuff, but I think in some ways it will feel a bit more like my own, because I've made the video myself, Maybe take the camera out and start filming the trees and in the wind, and just a bit of nature, a bit of countryside. Just doing a bit of editing and making it look nice, and just sort of slicing them all together and overlapping. And I think countryside's quite nice for relaxing. I mean, I quite like the sound of the wind. I was going to say the wind beneath my knees. That would be weird. The wind between my feet, between my toes. Andre's got webbed feet. So So Andre, he's my ferret, my son. He doesn't like water, but he's built to swim. He's got feet like an otter. Well, he hasn't. Otters are big, aren't they? But he can swim. He's got webbed feet so that he can swim. He's built to swim, but he doesn't like water. Go figure. Strange, isn't it? So Rachel has just joined. I don't know how long I've got left. I'm yawning. I'm tired. I'm going to be going soon. But my face went all red when I was yawning. I've got a light over there that's shining on me. You know what I'm thinking of doing with this place? You know what I thought about doing is getting a shed and having like a little shed and having it as a recording studio, but not so much to have recording equipment in it, but just so that it could be soundproof. So I'd get it, I'd have it maybe in the corner of the room or something, and then maybe in the bedroom. Not much goes on in there, so I could have it there, and then put soundproofing all around, because it's such a small space, it wouldn't cost that much. So maybe pay like £200-300 for the shed, but then I can put soundproofing in, and then I could make recordings without any background sound at all. Can you imagine that? I know that anyone visiting my home would probably find it a bit strange, because I don't suppose many bedrooms have a garden shed in them. I'm just kind of visualising it now, and I realise it's probably a little bit silly, but if I could, I don't know, I just love the idea of being able to just talk and have no background sound. So I can't afford to go to a recording studio, because that's I don't know how much that is an hour, £30 an hour, or you know, it's quite a lot of money to go to a recording studio. So I think it'd be quite good if I could get that level of complete silence and soundproofing, because I live very minimalistic in my home, which means it's quite high ceiling here, and there's nothing against the walls really. I used to have bookcases, but I got rid of them, moved them into the bedroom. And I've only got like this table, a chair over there, TV, and Andre's cage over there. And a little unit there with the internet thing on, and that's it. There's nothing else in here. And it's a little bit echoey. And I suppose the other thing I could do is, if I could get enough money together, save up, get a decent carpet, but get like the most soundproofed carpet that I can get. I'm doing that because I'm thinking of the thickness. And then get soundproofing blocks and put them all along the walls, completely fill the walls with soundproofing blocks, and maybe also the ceiling. But then there's the windows. How do you soundproof a window? I can't change the windows apart from it's very expensive to sort of put in triple glazing or whatever. But I don't own the place, so I can't. Even if I had the money, I couldn't change the windows. You know what Elvis Presley had? This isn't a window story. This is a real. In Graceland, he actually had a carpet on the ceiling because he loved playing music, loved playing the guitar and singing, and he loved the acoustics. So I think he used to have friends around and they'd sing together, and he had this I imagine it was a very expensive carpet. And I'm pointing to the ceiling as if you wouldn't know what a ceiling was, but he'd have it above his head on the ceiling, that part above you. And apparently he had that, and I think there was footage of him talking about it. It's because of the acoustics. It was really good acoustics with having that there. So I suppose I could maybe put carpet everywhere. Put a carpet on the ceiling and on the walls. Then it'd just be weird, wouldn't it? That'd just be a weird thing. I don't know. Would that be a weird thing to do? Put carpet on the walls and on the ceiling? Not if there's a reason for it, surely. There's a reason for, I still quite like the idea of having a little shed, little garden shed. I can be like the little garden gnome in the little garden shed and have it all soundproofed. I could probably get it soundproofed for about £100. I could sit in there, I could sing, I could talk about nothing for an hour without any sound in the background, instead of hearing motorbikes in the distance. No squeaky, big black squeaky chairs. No noisy laptop chugging away. I'm surprised that laptop hasn't got like one of those starter motors. You have to pull a cord to start it. It's really... it's very temperamental. Very temperamental. Didn't make it a cup of tea this morning. Hasn't spoken to me all day. So I'm not going to be able to upload this video to YouTube today. I'm not going to be able to upload the audio to SoundCloud or iTunes or any of the different places I upload them. Vimeo? Not Vimeo. Spreaker. Because I can't really use a laptop. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to cook myself some pasta. And that's not really an alternative to uploading stuff to podcasts, but it's something that I can do. it's something that I will do. Oh yes. Then I'll have something to eat, watch a bit of telly, perhaps. You know, I was watching the House of Commons. It's a Parliament channel that we have over here in England, and it's basically live all day long. They show what's going on in the House of Parliament, the House of Lords, you know, all like political speeches and all that stuff. And I'm amazed how many really important debates go on in there during the day while other people are doing other stuff at work or, you know, whatever they're doing. And all these laws are being brought in or turned down, you know, as well, which really affect people's lives. Yeah, it's not made public. It's not like, it amazes me just that, you know, I've sat there watching for 4 hours a debate on something that's big, and there wasn't even a mention of it on the news or in the papers or anything. Yeah. That was boring, wasn't it? I've even bored myself. I could so easily just fall asleep. This is just... It's tedious. It's beyond... it's beyond... It's just... I want to go. So if anyone has watched, thank you for watching. If anyone has listened on the podcast, once it's uploaded, thank you for listening. On SoundCloud, thank you for listening. On iTunes, possibly Spotify, iHeartRadio, where else? Spreaker, Stitcher, Castbox, various TuneIn, that's another one. There's quite a few different podcasts that I'm on. Or you may be on my website, jasonnewland.com, or YouTube even. Thank you to my YouTube subscribers for joining me, and watch this space, because maybe not tomorrow, but what's the day today? Tuesday, Wednesday. Possibly by Thursday, I will be uploading a really groovy video, like a proper one. You don't get to see me, it's just my voice, but a really good, visually quite a good visual video. Even though hopefully you'd have your eyes closed anyway while the video's on, but yeah. So I'm going to go. Thank you for watching, for listening, for just being the wonderful person you are. And I'll speak to you and see you another time. Bye. I'm just going to press the button to stop it.